Center really mean?
We're an insurance and financial services company in South Springfield, and 20 years is our anniversary next year. The company has evolved into what it is today, which was a vision of having a one-stop shop.
You hire the best of the best.
Yes, we do. Everybody here to me is family.
Our guiding principles are:
be kind,
speak honestly,
make it simple,
act fairly,
put people over profits. Simple solutions.
Well, good morning, Rogersville. Good to be here again, as always, with Bruce Porter from the Resource Center. Bruce, thanks for coming in.
Hey, good to be here.
Well, what's going on?
Well, I bought some trees over at Willow Green Acres.
You did?
Yesterday.
Big trees, little trees?
Big trees. We're having to take trees out. So, you know, they got a big sale coming up.
I did not know that.
What's next? Labor Day?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I believe that'll be this coming weekend, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Friday night is first Friday here with Storytime Coffee and the finale of Raj Got Talent. We're down to the final two.
That's right.
We're going to pick our big winner, and they're going to get $500 and perform at Rockin' Rogersville, which is also coming up on September 25th.
That's fun.
And then Man Camp is a week after that.
You got a busy schedule.
It's kind of rough.
So if you have time, you can come and help me plant trees.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you know, I'm good at that.
Yeah, I tell you, they've got some really good deals, and we're having some trees taken out, so we have to put some trees back because that's kind of our only source of shade. Mm-hmm. So I wanted something fast growing. So they're very helpful. So I'm glad
you mentioned that, because I think people are always thinking, "Oh, I'll just run into Springfield for this or run into Springfield for that." And
no.
we've got a great little butcher shop right here now in Rogersville.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've made it over there, but Valley Mountain Quality Meats is.
I have not. Where are they located?
They're over in the shopping center where John Pope's office is, and Cozumel.
Yeah.
They're in that one that faces the highway.
Yeah.
Faces 60 over there. So it's just across the road from Kix's Barbershop.
I actually need some meat for this weekend. So that would be a good thing to do.
It is good. I got the first thing I bought from them were some fillets, and they were, in my opinion, on par with the Wagyu fillets I've done. And they're just locally grown. The cattle that produce this meat is raised from a calf right here in Webster County.
Wow.
So a lot of times when people tell you it's local beef,
that's local.
Yeah, but a lot of times it is local. A lot of times when people tell you it's local beef, the cows have been raised somewhere else, brought local, and then just like finished off the last couple months or whatever and slaughtered locally. Right. But these were born here, raised here, died here, butchered here, and then eaten here. So it was really, really, really good. We got some hamburger from there, some 80-20 hamburger. I ate like 6 of those on Friday.
Man,
I just couldn't stop. They were so good.
Wow, you're big eater.
I like beef. It's probably an issue. Someone will tell me I shouldn't eat that much red meat, but no. I'm gonna die happy.
You got to mix it up.
Okay, so we'll eat some. Well, that's good because I got some chicken thighs I did too. So we'll do that
that's
too.
good.
Well, this is dollars and cents, not how to eat meat. So maybe we should move it along.
Yeah, we can. Hey, I want to talk about a part of estate planning that only affects some people, but the reason I want to bring it up is because people that are affected by special needs situations often depend on friends and family and relatives and whatever to refer them to people that can help in their situation. And so Special Needs Trust is a part of our trust planning that we bring up and we discuss with people that have those needs. Now, what that does, it provides for the special needs situation after the death of the primary folks. So like, let's say mom and dad are raising their special needs child, and as an adult, that means mom and dad's getting older too. So I've got a lot of customers that have been in the situation where they're in their 70s. They have a 50-plus-year-old adult child that they're trying to make provisions for after they're gone because they're on Medicaid, they're on
Social Security disability.
SSI, and they don't want to affect their benefits. And so special needs planning can be done without having a detrimental effect to their public assistance. And I think people just need to be aware that that is available, and we do that at the Resource Center and Worsham.
Yeah,
offer.
we work together on those projects,
Yeah.
and we're always happy to help. It's a good feeling to be able to help somebody and let them know that the people they care about are going to be taken care of. And I know that's a big concern for parents and loved ones who have somebody with special needs in their family. And we're talking about sometimes people that are born with special needs, developmental disabilities, whatever. And sometimes it's an accident or an illness later that left them unable to care for themselves, traumatic brain injury, something like that.
That's right.
And they're just going to need lifelong care.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, what we do at the Resource Center and what you do in the legal world, it all works together because, mom and dad are not looking to, be very aggressive with monies that they've saved. They're looking to have very secure environment, a place to live for the special needs adult, all of those things. Now, you think about it, somebody's got to be willing to step in as the trustee and take care of that situation and manage those assets from here on out. And so we try to work with those families and develop that type of programming.
And from the financial standpoint, I think it's a particular burden that somebody who's well-versed in these issues can help because, most of us are planning for our own retirement, and if there's anything left over for the kids, well, that's great. But now you're dealing with somebody that really has to leave something for the kids, or there's just really nothing for them except for government benefits. So they really do need the financial advice to help them get there because they have an extra portion that they're trying to set aside to make sure that special needs loved one is taken care of. And then, on our side, it's particularly important too because if you don't get all those things specified legally through the proper documents, be it a trust, a will, whatever, guardianship appointments, you can find those folks that are more than willing to say, hey, I'd be happy to care for Johnny because I just found out Johnny's got a $500,000 trust fund that I would get to manage.
Right.
And they may not have Johnny's best interests in heart. They may be looking at that that windfall potentially that they would be able to divert somewhat, at least, to their own benefit.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is you either have to trust a family member or you're going to get an institutional situation where, a trust company or something is going to step in. But all of that comes with expense. And, those provisions have to be made well ahead of time, to make sure that monies are spent.
And I know every situation is its own and has its own dynamics, but as a general rule, I know what I think. I'm kind of curious what you think. As far as if you're dealing with where you're leaving some money like that, that's to be managed for the benefit of someone else, do you tend to think a loved one is better or a friend, or would you tend towards recommending an institution?
Well, the problem with friends and family, they're always willing at the beginning because they want to step up to put your mind at ease and they want to help. But the problem that I've seen in the past is that's a lifelong commitment. And the burden of that can be very heavy 5 years, 10 years, 15 years into the situation. And so a lot of times an institutional trust company type management is going to be, I don't know if it's a better option or a more stable option. I don't know that there is a best choice, but I think putting a burden on friends or family, I think that's something to be thought through a little bit. Now, I think it's very important, even if there's an institutional trust company that is taking care of the monthly obligations and things like that. I think it's very important that the family, surviving family, steps up and is working with that
Oh,
company.
absolutely.
I think it's a bond that can be made with the family and the company, but I think that's a more permanent solution.
Yeah, I think you're hitting on it kind of the same way, same reasoning that I have. One, I think that friends and family need to be there on sort of that daily, weekly basis to making sure they're getting the social support and that their needs are being communicated correctly. But as far as actually managing the money, making sure the bills get paid, that kind of ongoing, detail-oriented, that's a lot to put on one person. And the other is, I think a trust company is better for that in partnership with somebody that cares about that special needs person. But also you have to consider, as we consider in all of our estate planning, those perfect people you may have picked may perish. There, I did my little alliteration there for you.
Right.
But they may not. They may not survive. We've always got to plan. We're temporary, and even businesses are temporary. But those institutions, they're designed to be there 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, maybe even 100 years or longer down the road. So they're always going to be there. They're not going to get tired. They're not going to die. They're going to be able to be there to.
Well, and that's
to make sure
important on
taken care of.
generational planning. And we've had customers that have done generational planning with larger sums of money, and and those things have to be well thought through. But I think family involvement, I think, is important. It's important for the emotional stability of the recipient, whoever the special needs situation's for. I think it's important that they still contain some type of family connection, and they just don't feel, well, mom and dad died. You got to remember their mentality, and they've just stuck me in this group home, and I'm forgotten.
Yeah.
They do have emotions, and they're special quality people, and my heart goes out to those folks. I mean, they're good-hearted, they're hardworking. I sit on the SWI Foundation board.
That's the Southwest
Southwest
Springfield
Industries.
Yeah.
And I see how much pride they take in their work. And we just are opening up Lawrence and Berry County. We took over that sheltered workshop down there, and we had an open house last week. And the pride that they, when they came with their families and showed them the projects that they're doing at work, and they take a lot of pride in their work, and they, we got to remember those folks when we're doing our estate planning, because if you have that need in your family, I think we've got solutions, and I think we've got choices and options and flexible choices and options that people can consider. And somebody needs to bring it up because the needs are there. And we just want to make sure that in our community that everybody knows that we can help.
And we talk about all that and more at our free workshops 2 or 3 times a month, 4 or 5 times a month. I don't know. Are we doing one? Is there one tomorrow night? I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's too early.
Yeah,
I think
we'll figure it out.
I think it's more towards the middle of the month.
But we've got a couple in September, which are they full yet?
I don't think they're full yet, but that's what causes us to have 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We start out with 2 every month, and then that ends up being 3 lately, and sometimes 4, just because of demand. So, call the office, 882-1800. Get the dates on the next Planning Made Simple. That's the tagline of our workshop.
And I think it's a pretty good show. It's pretty entertaining. It's very informative, but I don't see anybody falling asleep.
Yeah, that costume you wear and that wig, it's awesome. You really should come and see.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. There's action and adventure and comedy and
it's
estate planning.
Good. Yeah, it's memorable, that's for sure.
All right.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
Hey, if you've got a question, feel free to email it in to info@krogtv.com, and Bruce would be happy to answer it on the air. If you have any other questions, you'd just like to see Bruce and see what he can do for you, give him a call at the Resource Center, 417-882-1800, and keep watching K-ROG for all your local Rogersville information and news. See you later.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AE Wealth Management and the Resource Center, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet a particular need of an individual situation. The Resource Center, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by the Resource Center, Inc. This podcast is a paid placement.